Welcome to episode 38 of the 411, folks. My name is Scott, and I am here with Jake.
Hello, take two.
Take two. We're back, and we're ready to talk games. This is take two. We had problems with our first computer. Had to get a new computer even, and now we're back.
Brand new computer. We just bought this.
We're very dedicated to our podcast.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
This is episode 38, but this is also episode 1 of season 2 of our podcast.
Season 2 is typically the better season.
In most cases, yes. In every show I can think of, actually. I never enjoy season 1. It's always so, they're starting off. And
Actually, I take that back. Season 1 of Breaking Bad is fantastic.
I was thinking more of sitcoms, but...
Oh. Well, shows in
Friends,
True, yeah.
Seinfeld.
Oh,
The Office.
Ooh, good point.
Yes. No, but 2016 has finished. We're done. 2017 has just begun, and it's going to be a massive year. Probably because we're going to be covering a lot of the Switch. Is that what people call it these days? The Switch?
Instead of what?
Switch? I put the in front of it.
You can't just say, I'm covering Switch.
True, yeah.
That's just not proper English.
It's just, Switch is such a common word. Now that whenever someone says Switch, I think of Nintendo now.
That's good.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they wanted?
I suppose so.
I have the same thing as well.
Jake, I feel so rude. I didn't offer you a coffee or anything. We usually have a coffee during our podcast.
Maybe afterwards. I do feel like a coffee.
Oh, maybe afterwards. Are you staying a little longer this time? You usually, leave straight after.
Don't give it away.
How is your coffee routine going? Because I remember last time we spoke about coffee, Jake, we were having a bit of an argument about how we make the coffee. I was usually putting in just a splash of water and fill it up with milk and then put it in the microwave. And you sort of, dissed me on that. And what do you do now?
Yeah, you've turned me.
It's the best way, isn't it?
Yeah, only because, and I used to blame our kettle at home. I always said, the coffee's not hot enough. I'm drinking warm coffee. This sucks. And I would have had to drink the coffee really quick.
Yeah.
I used to not like it. Now I do it your way.
It's because you already put too much milk in. Yeah.
But that never used to happen with our old kettle. That's what I'm saying.
I disagree. You might just be putting more milk in than you last put in.
No. Been making it the same way. Anyway, the point is I make it your way now and it's much better.
I just don't get your argument. You're saying that the kettle that boils your water, and the water is literally bubbling because it's boiling, is not hot enough. That's a ridiculous argument.
Because I put the same quantity of milk in both times when using both kettles.
Are you using a different cup? Maybe because the cup is different. It's smaller or it's bigger.
I've used same cups, not all the time, but I have used the same cup.
We need Mythbusters.
Well, I just need to remember it properly, maybe. Either way, coffee's going great. Thank you for asking.
Oh, that's all right. Jake, I want to talk a little bit about technology first before we get into games. I bought a Fitbit a couple of days ago.
Let me see it.
It's the new one. It's the Charge 2.
I don't know what that means. Is it uncomfortable to wear?
Well, I've never worn a watch really in my life. Only when I was a wee young man.
A grommet?
Yeah. What?
What'd I say?
A grommet?
I think I meant to say gremlin.
Yeah. It has changed my life in many ways, Jake. I can now track how long exactly to the minute that I've slept for. I see how many steps I've done throughout the day. It's pretty amazing. So last night I slept for 8 hours and 54 minutes.
I don't know if I want to know that information.
And it showed how long I was restless for and at exactly which points of the night that I was restless, sort of, turning in my sleep.
And?
I was restless for a total of 7 minutes last night.
I feel like it's kind of bad.
That's pretty good. 7 minutes out of nearly 9 hours. That's
so
pretty good.
Restless as in like when you first lay down to go to sleep, does it start counting?
No. So I think it goes by when your heartbeat starts to just rest and it knows you're asleep then. And when you're completely still. So when I'm going to sleep, I know I move around a bit to try and get comfortable. But when I've completely stopped moving, that's when, it starts counting my sleep, I think. Because I think, when you're laying on the couch watching TV or something, you're never just completely still because it gets uncomfortable really quickly. But when you're asleep, you don't even realize. So I think that's what it does.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I've never the pedometer in it is pretty cool and stuff, but like, I don't know if I'd want to know like information about how I sleep. I feel like it's kind of weird.
That's the main selling point. That's what got me. I don't really care about the steps. I just care about how I sleep.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Have you improved?
What do you mean?
As in, like, how long have you had it?
2 days.
Oh, well,
I haven't really seen like a weekly average of my sleep or steps yet, so I'm waiting for that. But yeah, you're supposed to do 10,000 steps a day. That's what it tells you. That's your goal. And yesterday I got to just over 10,000, and I didn't really do anything really. I went to the shops. I played a bit of cricket outside, but that was about it. And I got to 10,000 without really doing anything. So it's pretty easy to do.
It's all right.
And already it is 1:10 in the afternoon. I'm on 3,500, so it's not that great.
No.
Maybe I got to go outside for a bit this afternoon, but it actually buzzes when you haven't done any activity for a while, so it tells you to get up. But sometimes I'm like, bitch, I'm fucking watching TV. Okay?
There's I think it's probably fixed now, but in the first iteration of the Apple Watch, the thing where it buzzes every hour. If you haven't stood up for a complete hour, it buzzes to tell you to stand up. And it used to buzz on on like 10 to the next hour, so like 150, 250 or something. And I just thought, say if a movie theater of 50 people and like 30 people out of those 50 have Apple Watches, at the exact same moment, they're all going to buzz at the same time. Everyone's going to look at their watch because they've been sitting in the movie theater for an hour.
Yeah, that's a pretty stupid way of doing it. This doesn't really do every hour. This sort of just says... I don't know how it really does it, but it's definitely not every hour on a schedule. Yeah.
I've thought about it because I sit down. I'm a professional sitter, I like to say. I sit down for work. So I know I would never hit 10,000 steps in a day. Even though I like do the treadmill and stuff afterwards at home. But that's what kind of freaks me out a little bit. Like, I'd hate to know actually how little exercise I'm doing.
Yeah.
But maybe that's what I need.
I suppose we should get into it now. The beginning of season 2. I really want to stick to a proper program schedule for this podcast for season 2, Jake, because I remember last year we got a bit crazy. We sort of stuck to it for about the first 7 or 8 episodes. We stuck to a schedule, but then we just went all over the place doing different things with our episodes. Yeah. So we've got segments now, and we're gonna stick to them for as long as we can. All right. The first segment is what have we been playing?
Pokemon. Sorry.
Is that it so let's say since what's our last episode that we did? Pretty much since the New Year's.
Yep.
So Pokemon.
Well, I haven't played in about a week, so that's me. I've been busy. I've been back to work, and then I went to I worked at a festival, so it kind of took me out of it a little bit. But Pokemon.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what bit are you up to on Pokemon? No spoilers, because you're probably further than me.
I am up to the 3rd trial, I want to say. I'm pretty sure it's
How many trials are there?
8?
I thought there was 7.
Oh. I don't know. Then why'd you ask?
I was getting more clarification.
I don't know. Yeah, 7 or 8. But I'm pretty decent way through.
How many hours?
Maybe last time I checked, maybe it was 15.
See, I've done 11 hours, and I've just finished that first grand trial, versing the, what's his name? Hakuna Matata guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've done I spend a lot of time taking care of my Pokemon using the refresh thing,
Ugh.
Patting them and feeding them, all that kind of thing. But I do only have 6 Pokemon in my party, and that's it. I don't have any in the computer yet, so just carrying the 6 with me. These are my Pokemon, Jake. I've got what's his name? Litten, Cutiefly, Growlithe, Pichu, Drifloon, and Munchlax.
Real super cute Pokemon.
Yeah, that's what I was going for, the cuties. So I'm afraid to evolve any of them because then they won't be cute anymore.
Hasn't Litten evolved yet?
No, what? It's level 16.
It should by now. You haven't.
But I thought level 16 is when the starters evolve.
Yeah.
Well, mine's level 16. It hasn't.
Maybe 17.
Maybe 18.
Hmm.
Maybe it does what the Pidgey does. Pidgey evolves at level 18 to Pidgeotto. So
it's surprising how you know that.
I do not question my intelligence with Gen 1.
No, I'm still enjoying it. Like it's not like I'm ever going to play it again. Just this week took me out of it a little bit. But no, I'm all ready to get back into that Pokemon.
A scary thing that I learnt about Drifloon actually, because see, originally I found out about Drifloon in a Pokemon Center when this lady asked me to go catch one, and she says it's the cutest Pokemon ever. So I go to the graveyard where you find a Drifloon, and I catch it, and then I read the information it gives you about Drifloon, and apparently Drifloon, the little bio it gives you is it hates children, and it takes them away to the afterworld or something.
Such a cutie.
So it's like a child killer. What the fuck?
Isn't it just the cutest though?
It is pretty cute though. I like it. That's why I have it in my party. Even though the character that is a child.
It's when you think about it, Pokemon's pretty messed up. Like the thing with Cubone, like when its mother, no, or is it Marowak? Cubone or Marowak? It's like when its parent dies or something, it puts the skull on its head or something.
Is that what it is? Really?
Yeah, and then that's not its real face.
Yeah.
You never see its face. Something like that.
That's cool.
Freaky.
Yeah,
is what it is.
There's a lot of messed up things, eh?
I've always taken the time. I want to now. Take the time and read the little bio you get when you catch Pokemon.
I always take the time to read their little personality trait as well, because that's, they're different. Even if you catch 2 Pikachus or whatever, they'll have a different personality.
That affects how what points in each stats they get and how they react in battles and stuff.
Do you pay attention to what gender they are? Does that affect how you catch them or whatever?
It used to, not so much anymore, but I did realize my party only has 1 male in it.
Damn, what a player. What Pokemon is that?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
All I know is just I got a bunch of females.
Yeah.
And it's not my starter's a female as well. So it's just Chant.
Your what?
My starter.
Oh, your starter, yeah.
My what's the bird?
Rowlet.
Rowlet,
yeah.
Yeah, female.
Wow.
Whatever.
I think most of mine are female as well. I got a couple of males, but my character that I'm playing with is a female, so it makes sense.
I wonder what the chance of that is.
Maybe there's more females out there.
Maybe.
Because I've got more females as well, so...
Yeah. I mean, I remember it used to... when I first started Pokemon Diamond for the very first time, the starter I picked came up as female. And you get a starter pretty, I'd say, 20 minutes into the game. And I restarted because I didn't want the female. But that was old Jake.
Fucking sexist.
I know. How young I was.
Wow. Yeah.
So
but depending on the Pokemon, like some Pokemon to me seem like female Pokemon, so you wouldn't really want the male version, or some, seem like a male. So like with the Pikachu, I wouldn't really want a female Pikachu because I know Pikachu is a male.
How?
From the series, from the anime.
How do you know it's a male?
Because it's a male. Ash is a male Pikachu.
No, that's
it
not
is,
good.
Because there's multiple episodes where people have a girl Pokemon and then the Pikachu starts flirting and then they're getting along and it's like Pikachu has a girlfriend or whatever.
Okay.
I've seen that many times. There's many episodes about it. So Pikachu is a male.
Geek.
In my eyes. But I do have a Pichu that is a female, so it's going to cause problems. I don't know whether to lose my Pichu, because my favourite Pokemon is a Raichu and I do want the Alolan Raichu, so, I'm going to have to evolve it at some point.
Do it.
Does Pichu require a Thunderstone to evolve into Pikachu?
Pikachu to Raichu is Thunderstone.
So Pichu will just... Oh, Pichu evolves out of...
friendliness?
Affection, yeah. I think.
That's easy to do if you do like the refresh and stuff all the time.
Yeah, and that's what I've been doing.
And then you go to that place and you buy them that food.
Yeah, the cafe.
Yeah. So there's strategies around it.
I think mine will be evolving soon then.
That's how I had to evolve my...
But you can still press B to that, can't you? And stop it.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's how I had to evolve Togepi into Togekiss.
Yeah. That takes a while.
No, what's the one after Togekiss?
Togetic.
No, it's Togetic then Togekiss.
Yeah. No, Togetic, Togepi, then Togekiss.
No.
Oh, no, Togepi's the start. Yeah. I get you.
Man, I want a Togepi again. How cool is Togepi?
Can you get it in Sun and Moon?
I hope so. I want to know. I've got an Eevee. Yeah. Man, I want a Togepi. But anyway, to get from... I can't remember if it's to Togetic or to Togekiss. You have to get, like, affection level or, like, happiness or something really high, which back when I was playing, it was in Diamond, I was doing it. I had no idea how to do that. So I just kept training it until I forced it to like me enough. Then it was.
It's got to win lots of battles. It can't lose battles because then it goes down.
Mm.
That's the same. Eevee, one of its evolutions, you have to get it to be affectionate.
I think that's the fairy type,
Yeah.
maybe. And that's really tough because you could do something else, like to Umbreon or Espeon.
Yeah.
I forget how they... I think you have to evolve at night time or something, or...
We must sound like complete amateurs to those Pokemon nerds out there.
Mm.
So, do apologise.
This is what's fun about a podcast. Back and forth. Discussion.
Yeah, it is. Not that solo podcast I did when I had to discuss with myself.
That was your choice.
I'm going to have to do one of those soon coming up because you won't be here for the Switch presentation.
I won't. I'm really disappointed about it.
So I'm going to have to sit here for an hour talking about Switch by myself.
So this time next week, we'll know what all the Switch is all about.
Yeah, the 13th. So yeah, this time next week we'll know. We'll probably know some launch games and
Price, bundles,
Yep.
what the
Release
hell it
date.
does, release date.
everything really. Because I mean, they can't really hold anything back now. It's 2 months away from release.
No, it's got to be everything.
Yeah.
I think if they're going to hold back anything, it'd be a few games. They might show.
Yeah.
They wouldn't.
Oh, they'll keep some surprises about games.
Sure.
Yeah.
But they might say this game, and then drop little tidbits of other games.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of like the way Mario Kart 8 was essentially launched with the Wii U, and it was bundled for pretty much the entire Wii U's life cycle.
Yeah.
I think they'll be like, this game is coming with the Switch forever.
Mm.
Oh, like kind of like the Wii Sports thing as well. You know?
Right. Yeah.
Do you think they'll do something like that again? A Wii Sports or a Nintendo Land?
I hope not.
They're fun.
No, nobody buys them.
No, I mean they come free.
Yeah, they come free, but like who cares about that?
I played
who really wants that?
I played the shit out of Wii Sports. That was fun.
You'd have Mario and Zelda to play.
Wii Sports though.
Jake, let's stay on topic here, okay? We're reverting back to season 1 podcast, and that's not good. So that's what you've been playing, Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
What I've been playing. That's what you're supposed to ask me now.
Excuse me. I was yawning. What have you been playing?
That's why you need a coffee.
Yeah.
I have been playing a bit of Pokemon Sun and Moon as well, and so we've just discussed that. So let's move on to our next segment, which is what things that have caught our eye, which is pretty much news for the week.
You didn't have to say that, but yeah, okay.
Just letting our new listeners know.
Mm.
So things that have caught my eye, Jake. A couple of things actually. The Mass Effect Andromeda has now got a release date, March 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the new gameplay that came out?
Nope.
So it's about a 2-minute gameplay that came out, and it's just pretty much straight gameplay. It's not like a trailer or anything, so it shows a bit of shooting, which is exactly like Mass Effect 3 from what I saw. It shows all the UI, the menu and everything. And oh my god, when you're leveling up your character and leveling up certain weapons and everything, there is so much writing on the screen. It's gonna take a few hours to work out what everything means in this user interface.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's just so many. It looks like there's so many options and so many things you can do to upgrade, and it's gonna be full on.
Just already saying that, you sound exhausted already talking about it.
I know.
That doesn't excite
I
me.
felt exhausted watching that little gameplay thing. It's like, where do I,
That doesn't excite me at all.
What I am excited for is meeting all those people and how you can build new relationships up with them. Because I know in the Mass Effect games, in every game they've done, it gets more in-depth with those relationships and everything. So I'm excited to see what they do with this one. Because I know Dragon Age Inquisition, that was really overwhelming. There's so much shit in that game. So many relationships you can build. But yeah, they're never as in-depth as the games I've been playing recently, like the Telltale games and everything. You don't get a fully in-depth relationship built out of that. So I'm hoping for a more in-depth relationship in Mass Effect.
Have they announced what character you're playing as?
No, I don't think so.
Do you think that's a bit weird keeping it? No?
No, not really. I mean, this is not like a...
Or is it kind of like, you're going to make your own character?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
That's what you do in Dragon Age Inquisition, and that's what you do in Dragon Age Origins.
Does your character talk?
Yeah. In Inquisition, he does. You choose your own voice and everything.
Okay.
Origins is just pretty much the line is there for you. You just click it. But No, I think they'll do something similar to Inquisition. You just make your own character. I guess that's why they're probably not showing it.
Yeah, okay.
But a lot of the gameplay I've seen, or a lot of the things I've seen, you're a female. Maybe
Okay.
that's just the way they're going with it now. It's
Maybe they're not sexist like us, and they don't care what kind of gender of Pokemon they get.
mate. Speak for yourself. I'm not sexist. I'm choosing to play with a female in Pokemon. Okay,
I didn't say I'm sexist.
her name's Emily.
That's great. It's good to know.
Jake, something else was the gameplay that got released for Dragon Quest XI. You saw this, didn't you?
Nope.
Yeah, you did. We talked about this.
No.
The
Oh,
gameplay for Dragon Quest XI.
11. Oh yeah, I thought you meant the yep.
Yeah,
the remake.
So we saw both gameplay for the PS4 version, which will be the Switch version as well, just maybe not as great graphics, and also the 3DS version, which to me look like completely different games. But I think it will just follow the exact same story, exact same script and everything. It's just completely two different looking games, because obviously the 3DS can't look like the PS4 version. But I think I am going to get the 3DS version, just because it looks freaking awesome. You have the option to play it with this new updated kind of interface, or the very old Dragon Quest style / fantasy Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
games.
like the 8-bit
Yeah.
overhead. And
but that's only on the bottom screen. I wonder if there's an option to actually have that on the top screen and play as that.
maybe, because I would also wonder if you have like if you can switch to like inventory and stuff on your bottom screen as well. Like the Dragon Quest 7. Have you played that yet?
Nope.
Okay then.
Have you?
No, I
Oh, you don't have it yet.
no. I was gonna say if we could use that for reference of what's on there.
Well, I cannot reference anything because I've never played a Dragon Quest game in my life.
Yeah, neither.
But you own a couple of them.
I own 9.
Yeah.
Never
No,
played
you
it.
own number 9, not 9 of them.
Yep. Yeah, I've never played it. I'll get there.
Yeah, we both will. Like I said, I'm not going to buy any more games until I've gone through a lot of the backlog. What I was going to say about that PS4 version is, I think I'd rather 3DS version just because it makes a lot more sense to have a lesser quality graphic style than the newer one, just because the world doesn't really seem very full from what I saw. It looks like there's a lot of monsters just hanging around, but it just looks like they're there waiting. The graphics look, amazing, but it was a little weird from what I saw. The cities look cool. Like, when you're out in the open and you see those monsters, it looks weird. But when you go into, the cities and all that, that's what's cool about it. But yeah.
Yep. Cool.
But Dragon Quest, they're known for their stories, aren't they? They've got great stories.
I guess so.
So I guess I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah.
Just, I guess, another game that you have to sink a couple hundred hours into.
I think if anything, this will be a Switch game for me.
Yeah, you'll like the Switch. Maybe launch game. Oh no, wait, it won't be launch.
Nah.
Did it have a release date on that trailer that was out there?
I don't think so. No.
No.
It's this year though.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all we
this
know.
year. So is Dragon Quest 8, by the way. So
This month.
yeah, which I will not be picking up until I actually play Dragon Quest 7. So
we can expect 2 years on that.
I'll report back in season 4 of our podcast. Jake, let's move on. Oh, is there anything that caught your eye?
Nah. You need to prep me for these things.
Just come with some interesting topics to talk about, maybe.
My life is interesting enough.
Share something.
Well, this morning I woke up, had a piece of
Fuck's
toast.
Let's move on to our next segment, which is actually your segment. We're going back to the old days, and your segment that you actually came up with was Water Cooler Conversations. Or I think you called it By the Water Cooler.
I like water cooler conversations.
Explain what this is.
So I work in an office, and there are dumb people in the office. And so I overhear these dumb people talk about pop culture, gaming, movies and stuff, and they always get things wrong or say dumb things. And I make a mental note of it, and I bring those conversations to the podcast. They don't necessarily have to be at the water cooler. They can just be at my desk.
But, people like to imagine that's just by the water cooler.
Sure. And I am like 2 meters from the water cooler. So
Yeah. So you maybe just say from now on, this is what you hear from the water cooler.
Yes,
Okay. So when people are having some water, you're just overhearing them.
by the water cooler.
Yep.
Anyway, this week,
And this is actually from this week. This is not a couple of weeks ago, and you're just
no, this is actually
Okay.
from this week. It's about Assassin's Creed, the
Wow.
movie.
Yeah. Oh, the movie. Okay. Here we
And
go.
I'm actually slightly excited for the movie.
This is out now, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out Boxing Day or something. Or maybe New Year's.
Boxing Day. Yeah.
What?
You said Boxing Day.
No, I didn't.
You did.
Okay. I'm actually slightly excited for the movie. The trailers make it look very awesome, but you know
Jay-Z.
how Jay-Z
Yeah, the original trailer had Jay-Z playing music.
was Kanye West.
Kanye West, same shit.
Ugh. It's just okay. No, that's so. You know me. I'm in and out of the games. I played the original 3 or 4, and anyway, the water cooler conversation went like this, and they were like, "Oh, someone behind me, yeah, I went and saw Assassin's Creed last night," and like, "Oh, how was it?" And they're like, I mean, it was okay. Like, the reason I like Assassin's Creed is because I'm all about the story, and the story of Assassin's Creed is really gripping. And I'm like, this is where I like really started to listen.
Okay, so just for the audience, in water cooler conversations, you're never involved in these conversations, are you?
No,
No. Okay. Keep going.
these are people behind me, around
Yeah,
me.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's like, I'm just the story. The story of the games is I don't care about the gameplay of the games. Is what pulls me through is the story. I'm like, okay, fair enough, but I've never been one to hear that ever before. To say, I always thought people liked the gameplay better than the story.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, well, with the movie, without spoiling anything, she's like, oh, in the movie they kind of spent less. They kind of spent maybe more time in the future parts rather than the Animus parts, and I didn't really like
The
that.
future parts. Do you mean the past?
No, I mean the parts where he's not inside the Animus,
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
right?
Cool, yeah.
But when he's in the Animus, it's the past.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Okay.
Okay.
I'm with you.
She's like, yeah, they spent more time out of the Animus, which was a bit disappointing. I'm like, and I was thinking to myself, that is disappointing. And she's like, yeah, but even though the story parts came from outside the Animus, it wasn't really pushing the story forward, and it wasn't just Assassin's Creed to me. And I realize how this is not really a good story. But anyway, it was just like, it just thought to me like, what I got out of that was like, okay, maybe the movie's not that great, but also I didn't think people enjoyed the Assassin's Creed story as much as I thought they did. Do you like the story?
I thought it was really interesting. Like, the very first game was really interesting, I guess. And I've just bought the whole collection of books. But I honestly, I never really paid too much attention to the story.
No.
Like, honestly, I never did. I thought there was some elements that were pretty cool. But I guess once I start reading the books, a lot of things will start to make more sense and more linear for me, like going into it. But yeah, I never really paid much attention to it.
I mean, the thing that gets me with Assassin's, I like the premise. Maybe not so much anymore. I like the premise of going into this machine and you're essentially in the body of your ancestor.
Yeah.
That's a really cool premise. But the story part of it of the Templars and the I don't know, it's so convoluted now, or at least I haven't played it for several games.
Yeah. Like, when Desmond was around, that was when it was pretty cool.
Right.
Now it's just like, what the fuck is going on? I don't care. I just want to play some Assassin's
Do you,
Creed.
after Desmond story,
Yeah.
is there still a continuing story going on,
No.
or is it just this is happening?
Now the continuing story is Assassin's Creed 4. Black Flag is the first game after Desmond, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're in your first person mode, and you're not anybody. You're just some new guy who goes to work, and you work for Abstergo, which is a movie making company. It's a movie producing studio, and they make movies based on events that happened in the past, and they use the Animus to go back in time to actually record real footage from the past to make those movies. So Black Flag was turned into a movie, and Abstergo is this massive, big movie production company that makes so much millions of dollars from these awesome movies that were filmed from the past.
That sucks.
So that's pretty much what it is now.
So where's because the whole thing of like the things that happen in the past are also happening in real time with the Templars and stuff. Where's all that? Is that still happening?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Is Abstergo like an evil company?
Yeah, there was some shit to do with some evil Templar or something in number 4, but I just didn't. It's not really important, I guess, anymore. I mean, once they killed off Desmond, there wasn't really much they could do. They wanted to keep making Assassin's Creed games, so they should have just made a new story, a new protagonist or some shit. I don't know.
Is Assassin's Creed 4 the last numbered game?
Yeah, so far. I reckon it'll be number 5 now.
Big redo.
Yeah.
The best.
Well, remember how I told you last time when Assassin's came out, it was out for 1 or 2 days, I think, and I told you that the score on IMDb was 9.1.
Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, what's it at now?
It's 6.9 now.
Mm.
So that was only when maybe a couple hundred people had rated it, but now, thousands of people have rated it.
6.9 is not too bad, though.
It's not great.
You always get that with game movies. Like, it's not good.
Yeah, but I've
great.
read a lot of headlines saying that this is actually, one of the better ones. It's actually good for a movie based on a game. So
it's so disappointing to hear, because the worst parts of the games were when you're outside the Animus, obviously, because there's no gameplay involved in that. You're just walking around and talking to people and maybe running around a little bit. But
it'd be awesome for someone who has never played these games or doesn't even know what Assassin's Creed is.
I think that's what they're trying to do, right?
Yeah. Like, it'd be awesome, because someone would see the ad and go, "Oh, that looks pretty interesting," because they don't even know what Assassin's Creed is. So, they're going in with a fresh mind, and it'll be good, because I haven't seen the movie, well, neither of us have, but I'm really interested to see if you need to actually have some background knowledge on what it is. So I hope that there's a whole bit of explaining what this whole thing is.
I think,
and maybe it'll clear up something for us playing the game, really.
That's a good point. I think what this person was saying at work was like, she kind of wished she hadn't seen the movie because she's a big fan of the games.
Yeah.
So it maybe like oversimplified things for a person who's like a massive fan of the games.
Yeah, true.
But for me, who's kind of on and off with them, doesn't love them, doesn't hate them, I think I wouldn't mind the movie, maybe. So I don't know. That was Water Cooler Conversations, Season 2, Episode 1.
Wow. Tune in next week for another Water Cooler Conversations.
My office sucks.
Well,
that'd be the tagline.
yeah. Jake, let's move on. I'm just checking the segment list here, because this is episode 1 of season 2. I've got a new segment list here. I gotta check what's going on here. What is it? We're done Water Cooler Conversations. Yep, we're done. Let's move on to our topic of the show, which is today. Since it is the first episode, it is our tradition to do the most anticipated games of 2017. So episode 1 of our entire podcast, we did the most anticipated for 2016.
Do you have that list written down, by the way?
I do.
Oh, great.
Do you want to recap?
Yes, please, because it would be fascinating to know what games actually came out this year.
Jake, for 2016, your most anticipated games were Twilight Princess HD.
Oh, yeah.
Which came true.
Lived
it was
up.
one of your best games.
Well done.
South Park Fractured Butthole. Never came out.
No.
Star Fox Zero.
Oh.
Doom.
Oh, yeah.
And Yooka-Laylee, which never came out.
Isn't it funny? 3 of those games came out, and they were in my top.
And we did that late February as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And 3 of the games were in most anticipated, and they're in my top list. 2 of them never came out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
My list, Jake, was Yooka-Laylee. Never came out. Don Bradman Cricket 17 lived up to its expectations.
Sure.
Mass Effect Andromeda. Never came
God.
out. Hitman. Now, Hitman, I just want to say something about Hitman. I've always had this game, for a while now, I've had this game noted as a 2017 game because the disc-based version comes out this year. So when we do our Game of the Year show at the end of this year, if Hitman's good enough, I will include it in this year's Game of the Year, just because the disc version is coming out this year.
That's fair enough.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to say Hitman never came out.
Sure.
Even though it is all out right now on digital, but
It looks great.
The last one is Dragon Quest 7.
Oh, they came out.
Yeah, it came out, but I never played it. But
at least
but
you
it
got
still
it
is my most anticipated game. I really want to play it. It's
Okay.
just that I've got a fuckload of fucking games.
Yeah.
So how many games actually came out? 1, 2. 2 out of my 5. Jake, let's try and make our list this year a bit more successful. All right. Do you want to go first?
I do.
Okay.
I'd love to. Thank you, Scott.
I'm going to write yours down. Just have another list here.
So, I'm going to start off with a game that's coming out this month, and a game that doesn't look like it's going to be delayed, but it's Resident Evil 7.
Beautiful. Great start to the list.
Yeah. And this game, the demo that came out of this game from E3 of last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was our game of the show.
So the demo has gotten an update maybe every 2 months or so, month and a half. And the demo is now fully realized. It's got enemies, it's got combat, it's got puzzle solving elements. And I keep, every time a new update has come, I've watched a Let's Play and stuff of it. This game looks awesome. The thing that's worrying me is, one, it looks spooky. It looks so spooky. Two, it also looks very difficult from what the demo looks like. Very, very difficult environmental puzzle solving. Like you need to take an item from this location. Make sure you hold on to it because that item could be useful in another location, kind of thing. That's stressful, and it's also kind of worrying at the same time because you got the stress of zombies on you and the spookiness, as well as this puzzle solving. So it looks like it's going to be extremely difficult. Not sure if it's going to be a game that I myself will play or if I'll watch someone play it, you know? Because one thing, I'll not be able to play it at night time. Absolutely never. And that cuts down a lot of gaming time. So, I don't know. But I'm still super excited for it.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, I only really play games during nighttime as well, but I ain't touching that shit at nighttime. Not unless someone is around, you know.
Yeah, the story looks great in this game as well.
Yeah,
from what at least has been said of it so far. This is what I like about it. Like very little has been said about it, and what has been said about it is in this very kind of built up demo.
Well, people have played the shit out of that demo.
They've gotten a lot of secrets out of it.
I'm just going to close that door because someone is sawing something.
Okay.
And it's probably being picked up. So, did you notice?
I did when you said it. I'll keep riffing about Resident Evil. Yeah, the interesting thing about this looks, the whole game looks entirely in first person, the very first for the series. And then the VR element is also included too.
Yeah, I don't know how people are even considering playing it on VR.
I've heard that I assume VR you're going to be able to walk around and see around all you, but that's not correct. What you'll be able to do is actually a very VR thing, is what you can only see as far as your peripherals, as in like from where I'm looking at my peripherals now. I put my hand here.
Yeah.
You're only able to look that far and that far.
Yeah.
And if you want to look further, you kind of have to like move the controller around, so you move your body and you can only see that.
Don't you just turn your head around?
Not in this. This is what I heard. Maybe it's not true. Maybe.
But that's what VR is, isn't it? Like you just can turn your whole body around.
360.
Yeah.
I think that causes a lot of dizziness and messes up your head.
It's weird though, hey, because that's what people do in real life. You turn your head around.
Right, but it's a thing of like, if you're sitting down doing that, your brain thinks you're standing up and stuff. So you can't. That messes with your body. I think a lot of people say the best VR experience they've had is the Batman VR, because you see all around you, but if you want to go over there, you don't walk there. You just like a little arrow comes up and you press it and you teleport over there. So you get a new. So I think that's like a real way around it, but still, it doesn't. The whole conversation about VR. This is not what I expected VR to be like. It seems super gimmicky still.
I really don't reckon VR is best suited for gaming. VR is best suited for, I reckon, traveling around the world kind of thing. You know, you could buy a disc that says that's like a European tour or something, and you put it on and you're in Europe, that kind of thing. I reckon that's more suited to that, or you know, going through space. You know, you can look at what space looks like, that kind of thing.
They've also got that with Movie World here in Australia. They've got that Arkham Asylum ride into a VR experience.
Yeah, on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
You have to put on the VR headset on a roller coaster.
I don't want to do that at all.
No way.
No way.
Imagine how much sweat goes into those VR headsets.
Yeah,
like everybody putting them on.
That's gross.
There's got to be something you put on your head before you put that on. Like, and then you chuck it out at the end or something. But yeah, disgusting.
Anyway, Resident Evil, most anticipated game of the year, number one. Or not number one, just one of them.
Just one of them, yeah.
Your turn.
Oh, we going back and forth.
I feel like this is the best way to do it.
All right, I suppose we can do that. See, I had 8 written down. Now I've got to choose my top 5.
Yes, you do.
It's quite difficult. All right, I'm gonna say one of mine that was on my previous list from last year, Yooka-Laylee. Still waiting for this game, and what it's supposed to be. When's the release date? April.
Really?
Yeah, April 11th or something.
God, that's still so far away.
Yeah, I know. Well, the original release date was October last year,
Yeah.
but it was pushed back to April. But I'm still, I'm so looking forward to this. This is what I've been waiting for a very long time. A new 3D platformer with amazing graphics. This is like the new Banjo-Kazooie, but not Banjo-Kazooie.
Every time I look at it, I want to smile.
Yeah.
And I love games that do that to me. Just so colourful.
Yeah. And it's just so, I don't know, it's just so fun and laid back. You can just sit there and relax and play it, and have
listen
some fun.
to music and...
Yeah. You don't have to have the sound on or anything, although I'm going to want the sound on.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'll listen to, in the background, I'll listen to this Yooka-Laylee soundtrack by itself. But just, you know how on the Kickstarter, when they brought that up, and they had 2 tracks on there to listen to? I had those on repeat for so long.
Yeah.
Like, they were pretty much Banjo-Kazooie rip-offs, but like HD versions, because they were better sound quality and everything. They're great soundtrack.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
You're going to get this on Xbox One, I assume?
Xbox One, yep. Unless I go to Switch straight up, which I doubt I will be, depending on what the presentation's like next week. But yeah, we'll see.
God, you're making me so jealous.
Well, how am I? Oh yeah, because you won't be here to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have my phone on me and stuff.
So you'll watch it live?
I want to see... First, I was going to ask you if you could just give me a summary update and a text message after the presentation. So could you please do that for me?
Really? Wouldn't you want to watch it though? But, like, without finding anything
See,
else
I'm thinking it's going to be like a half-hour, 45-minute thing. And I'm in a festival. I don't have enough... One, I don't have enough data for that, and I don't really have the time either. So
before you go to bed, use all your data up. Just pay the extra $10 for the extra gig they give you or something.
Maybe.
Don't do that noise. It's pissing me off. And all the viewers.
Well, yeah, okay, well, I'll find
all
out.
our 2 viewers.
Hey.
They're a dedicated audience.
So, my next one?
Yes.
Well, this is another one that, again, on the list last year, but South Park.
Yes.
We know it's confirmed from this year. I want to say February or March.
Yeah.
I don't know, just South Park, more South Park. I've never laughed in the game so much than the last South Park game. And the combat, they've really upped the game. The combat system looks like a 3D version of Fire Emblem combat. So it was freaking incredible. I don't know, I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, people love these games, hey? This game, I should say, because there's only been one of them. But
yeah, and they always said, "Oh, this will be our last game," because it took a lot of resources of them, because they're doing the show at the same time.
Yeah.
The creators.
Yeah.
And it took a lot away from them, but to come back and say, "Nah, here's another one."
Yeah, and so quick.
Yeah.
But is this their first South Park game that they've actually worked on? Like, did they have any involvement in previous South Park games?
No. So these 2 are the only
Yeah.
ones.
So that's why I guess it is actually so funny. So.
And like you can tell they've had involvement with it, like down to the very detail as a reference or a quote or a, so good. Anyway,
my number 2 is probably I should have said before when you said yours is Resident Evil 7. So that is on my list as well, and we've pretty much just discussed that. So I guess we can move on. So far I've said Yooka-Laylee and Resident Evil 7, and yours are Resident Evil 7 and South Park. You're number 3.
Oh, moving on straight away.
Yeah.
So here's a left fielder one. I didn't realize how surprised I was, how excited I was for this game until I just read about it. Halo Wars 2.
Oh, really?
Halo Wars 2.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I love the first one so much. I'm not an RTS person, let alone RTS is a main genre on PC, but this was a one for the Xbox console release, and I don't know. There was a demo that came out with it, but I decided not to play that. But this looks just more fun, more detailed. Maybe it'll take me a while to get into it, learn everything about it. A game genre, like I said, not usually for me, but anything to do with Halo, I'm in.
Yeah.
So
because you played a lot of Halo Wars 1.
Mm-hmm.
I remember coming home and seeing that a lot, because these were the days when you were young and jobless and
yes.
living off mummy's wage and still getting pocket money, and I had a job and didn't have as much free time as you. And
Where is this going, Scott? Where is this?
I'm jealous. That's all.
No, Halo 2 and the graphics look incredible, and this game, everyone thought a sequel would never come of Halo Wars 2 because the studio who made the first one has gone under.
And we were speaking about this before as well, because oh wait, Bungie didn't make Halo Wars?
No.
Oh no, this is what we were speaking about. 343 Studios hasn't made their own original Halo game.
Yeah, number 6.
No. I mean, like, so there's been Halo, then there's been Halo Wars, then there's been, Halo spin-offs or whatever, but 343 hasn't come up with their own Halo thing yet.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Right. I guess, would you say Master Chief Collection is their own thing?
No, that's just literally games that came out from Bungie.
Oh, okay. Haven't done their own thing. That's interesting.
I reckon that, because there's so many things you can do with Halo. They should just come up with their own new thing for Halo.
I don't doubt that would be a thing. You could say
2D platformer.
Ew. You could say maybe 343 did that twin stick shooter on the Windows Surface tablet.
I don't follow PC.
Well, you could say the same thing about the studio that makes Gears of War now, the Coalition. They're solely Gears of War.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they've only been around for one game.
Yeah, stop touching the keyboard.
I'm just playing with it. Moving on, your turn.
Moving on. This makes it difficult. I'm still deciding which is on my... All right, I'm going to say it. Red Dead Redemption 2 is on my list. Just from that little... I think it was like a 1-minute clip or something from what I saw. It looks fucking amazing. I enjoyed Red Dead Redemption 1, and I played that in 2012, I think it was. And that was I was on uni holidays for 4 weeks, and that was pretty much my whole 4 weeks, just Red Dead Redemption. And yeah, I don't know, like I did love the game, and I finished it. I never usually finish Rockstar games, like I never finish Grand Theft Auto games, but that one really stuck with me. Just the thing that made it so great was the story, and I was never really too involved with any Grand Theft Auto stories, but this story was amazing. And what makes it better this time is the graphics looks amazing, and I just want to explore, And I heard someone speaking about Red Dead Redemption in a podcast the other day, and someone said that they were going around with a friend, just riding around, the world with their friend, right? And they spent a couple of hours just showing each other their best places to stand and watch the sunset.
That's so cool.
How cool is that,
Oh.
And, because this game is going to look 10 times better, it's going to be even cooler to do some of those things,
Man.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm going to say my next game is, Red Dead 2 as well.
Red Dead 2, yeah.
Because, like I said a month ago on the podcast, I did replay Red Dead via Xbox One compatibility. It actually is just one of my favorite games, and to see a sequel finally come from it is nothing but a miracle, and it's finally here. I will say the reveal of it was undermined by the Switch reveal, because it did come out the same day. Remember that?
Yeah.
And everyone was just, if these were like at least 1 week apart, then sure, the trailer would have done well enough on its own. And it did this time too, but I didn't give a crap about it either, because Switch. And I was still hyped for like, oh man, Red Dead 2, and the trailer was a nothing trailer. It just showed like landscapes and a train rolling by and like a cowboy crew.
But they didn't need to show anything else, because we know what the game is. They just need to show some scenery, and we're in.
Do we know what the game is?
No, but like we know what a Red Dead game is.
Oh right.
We know what the gameplay is going to be like and everything. We don't really need to know anything about the story, because we trust Rockstar by now to know it's going to be good.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
Yeah.
And this thing you were saying about people just go to their favorite places to watch the sunset.
Yeah.
Red Dead is one of those favorite games of mine where I just want to be in that world.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll just run around the world for an hour. Same with Twilight Princess. I just want to be in that world.
And I reckon they're going to allow people to do, full co-op thing.
Oh, like it's pretty much already been. I want to say it's already been confirmed for the GTA Online.
Yeah.
For Red Dead.
But I mean, can you still? I mean, GTA Online is completely separate. You can't do all those actual single player missions and everything.
No.
Do you think you can do just single player missions and all that?
Maybe.
A bit like Borderlands kind of thing.
I wouldn't want that though. I love how it's like a single player thing.
Yeah.
I think.
Hopefully it doesn't turn into that Watch Dogs thing. How some people can come into your world and just be there.
Yeah.
Destiny.
Don't talk about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's no release date for this game, is there? Or they said like fall of America time.
Yeah.
So what's that for us?
What is fall? Autumn.
Yes.
And which would be the opposite for us, which is spring.
So is that September for us?
Yes, it is.
Ugh.
That's a while away. 3/4 through the year.
When do you think they'll show off this game next? Rockstar are typically not a E3 kind of company.
Yeah, they won't. They'll do their own thing. Just release a trailer coming up to it.
That's a good point, because every time GTA gets an update now, they just put a trailer out on YouTube or Facebook, and that gets tens of millions of views on its own. So they can do their own thing now.
Yeah.
Cool. What's your next one?
My number 4. Jake. My number 4.
All right, you're getting there. Number 4, Scott.
I'm gonna have to give it to Friday the 13th.
What?
You know this game, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the online game of just you could be Jason or you could be one of the survivors.
You know this is just Dead by Daylight, right?
Hey?
You never heard of the game Dead by Daylight?
No.
That's all I'll say. Go watch gameplay of Dead by Daylight, because that's Friday the 13th.
Doesn't matter. Friday the 13th looks awesome.
Okay. It's already been done. That's all I'm saying.
Does that matter? This is a fun online game to enjoy with a couple of mates.
Is it console?
Yeah. Console.
Okay.
The only thing is I can't enjoy it unless you don't get it,
Oh.
So you got to get it with me.
Well, I don't know if I want to.
Well, then I'll have to erase it from my most anticipated list. Shall I?
Maybe. I don't know if I want to play this.
Fine. I'll give it to Mass Effect Andromeda.
2 years in a row.
Yes, 2 years in a row. It will not let me down this year, though.
No, they put a date out for it.
So I've enjoyed all the Mass Effects so far, and I've enjoyed all the Dragon Age games. I know what I'm in for, an even better version of Mass Effect, so I'm going to give it to Mass Effect. That's my number 4.
Let's hope there's no boring character like Shepard again. Ugh, what a boring character.
Oh, come on. He's a good guy. He's a hero.
Just drop that male voice of Mal Shepard.
Yeah, he's not a very good voice actor, I didn't think.
Number 5. Now, come on, you already know what this is, right? Zelda.
Oh, so you're not giving one to Yooka-Laylee?
No,
Okay.
I can wait. Come on, Zelda. I've said everything I needed to say about this game.
You have. You've talked about it at length.
I've waited. I want to say this game was announced. I want to say 2013 this was announced. Am I right? Or 14? 13? Either way, I've been waiting
I think 13.
I've been waiting a long time for this game, and the game that it's fleshed out to be now of what I've seen of it. And admittedly, I've kept myself from watching too much of this game.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of footage of it out there, and there's probably still. I don't doubt there's so many secrets left in that game to not revealed, because the footage that's out there is just Link fighting across the wilderness and stuff. We haven't seen many temples or many insiding areas. We haven't even seen Hyrule Castle yet, if that exists. We haven't seen any other characters other than Link. So still many surprises to come, and that's what I'm excited for.
We saw Jimmy Fallon playing it.
Jimmy Fallon. So it's playable. It's real.
Yeah.
Someone's played it.
Yeah.
And, there's been rumours more this week that maybe Europe will miss its March launch date, and Japan and America will get it in March, not Europe.
Yeah. And Europe will get it March 2018.
But that's what's worrying me, because Australia is part of Europe in terms of Nintendo. And if other people around the world are going to have this game, it's going to make me... Obviously, reviews are going to come of the game. I would want to read reviews. I want to watch reviews. That's what's going to piss me off the most.
What would you do if reviews came out and it was 5, 6s?
Who cares? I'm just going to play it.
Okay.
Who cares? I want to see what it's like.
Okay. The reviews come out and it's 5, 6s because it's broken.
Still play it.
That's
Nintendo don't make broken games.
This is a hypothetical, Jack.
I'm squashing a hypothetical. Just like the thing with Suicide Squad. That movie is shitted on by critics. Yeah, I just wanted to see what it was like for myself.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. Decent.
I was actually going to watch that the other day.
You still haven't watched it?
No. I did watch Deadpool.
Yeah, what do you think?
We'll talk about Deadpool after I give my number 5.
Okay.
My number 5, Jake,
Edge
is
of my seat.
Dragon Quest 11.
Oh.
So, again, I've never played a Dragon Quest game, but still, from what I saw in that gameplay trailer, it looks like my type of game. A huge RPG that you can play on your 3DS. I'm in. I've got to play number 7. Probably after number 7, I might give 11 a go, then go back to number 8. But I definitely need to play a bit of 7 before I get into the others. So, but yeah, number 11, I'm in, and I'm
cool.
Excited.
Here's a side note. I was the only one who listed one first-party Nintendo game on our lists.
That's a good thing.
Because we don't know what Nintendo has this year, really.
That's true, yeah. Maybe we should have waited to do our list after next week.
Maybe.
Because I had 8 games on my list, my runners-up were, obviously Friday the 13th, because you convinced me not to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Hitman, I'm still including that into the 2017 list, so that's a runner-up. And also the new Super Mario game, which we know is a game because we've seen gameplay, but sure. That it was also a runner-up, but we haven't seen a lot of it. So, just to recap, your games were Resident Evil 7, Halo Wars 2, South Park: The Fractured Butthole, Red Dead Redemption 2, and I failed to write the last one down. What was it?
Zelda.
Zelda.
And Zelda. Isn't that funny? It's all sequels. They're all sequels.
That's true. No original games. Mine is Yooka-Laylee, Mass Effect Andromeda, Dragon Quest 11, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Resident Evil 7. Yeah. So I've got Yooka-Laylee, which is a new one. So
good for you.
So eat dirt.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Okay. Talk about Deadpool.
Deadpool. Yeah. No, I didn't enjoy it as much as you enjoyed it. Kian actually lent it to me, and he said he had 2 copies. He had a Blu-ray and a DVD, obviously, because he loves it so much. And I gave it back to him, and I said I didn't like it, and he wasn't very happy with me. But I didn't enjoy how... I'm not going to give spoilers away, but I didn't enjoy how it didn't follow a chronological timeline. It started off, he was already Deadpool, and it went back and forth through a timeline. So that's the bit I didn't really like. Yeah, there were other things like the whole, because I hate superhero movies. I hate the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
So I didn't enjoy how they went into the X-Men thing and everything. So
they could have gone further with that. I feel like they were pretty restricted.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good thing.
But it was pretty funny how he knocks on the door and he says, there's a massive building. You're two only there. I can only imagine the studio just couldn't afford anybody else.
Yeah. That's just classic Deadpool. Like he breaks the fourth wall and he's. Yeah, that's so
pretty
cool.
Yeah, there was lots of breaking the fourth wall. Like he's like getting taken to the X-Men building. He's like, which one? He's getting taken to Xavier. He's like, which one? McAvoy or what's the other guy's name? McAvoy or who's the other one plays Xavier? Wheelchair dude.
I don't know.
Captain Kirk or whatever. Star Trek dude.
Yeah, what's his name though?
I don't fucking know. But anyway, he names the actual actors' names. So
yeah,
it's crazy. But it was pretty funny. The chick who plays the woman, she's pretty hot.
Yeah, but what else is she in?
She's in the show Homeland.
I don't know.
I don't know that. She's also in a show Firefly. Have you seen that?
No, but I know what it is.
Well, that's all I know her from. So
okay, cool. Yeah, good movie.
Great movie. Yeah.
Did you laugh? Did you find it funny?
Yeah, some bits. Found it funny. I don't think as funny as you found it. So
it's pretty funny.
It was mostly funny at the start when you didn't really know much about Deadpool. You know how he's like sitting there drawing his little picture and everything, and I don't know.
Talking to the cab driver.
Yeah. That bit was funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on, Scott. What do we got left?
Jake, we've got another segment of yours actually. Fun facts.
What?
I told you about this. I texted you. I said prepare some fun facts for your segment, and also a water cooler conversation. This is your segment that you came up with last year. You wanted to do fun facts. Fun gaming-related facts. Did you prepare anything?
Well, sure.
This is episode 1 of season 2. You need to show something here, Jake.
Of course I prepared stuff. I'm just looking through my notes right now. Sure, you know, whatevs. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, Scott. I didn't prepare something.
It's not looking good for our season.
Um,
Should we just move on?
yeah, maybe.
All right. I might give that segment to Kian.
Did you know? No, I had.
You got nothing?
No.
All right, let's move on and end our show with, and what we haven't done in a very long time, Nosh Shuffle.
Oh yeah.
But the only unfortunate thing is this is a new computer that we had to set up because the old computer started screwing up.
We got no list.
We've got no list. So what I'm going to ask you to do, Jake, is look behind me at some of my old PS3 games and choose one that we haven't discussed yet.
Oh, nice. Lots of good stuff back there. Nothing that's really striking.
As
to
Jake
me.
spends 2,000 years to start in, I'm going to explain what Nosh Shuffle is to those new listeners. Nosh Shuffle stands for Nostalgia Shuffle, and it's where we have a list of 100 games from our childhood, and we shuffle up that list, and we pick whatever game comes up. That's what we choose to talk about for a little bit, travel down memory lane, and enjoy some experiences. Because for those of you who don't know, Jake and I are brothers. We grew up together in the same house, the same nuclear family, and played a lot of games together. I remember I have some fresh memories of one time when two of our brothers went out and played some sport, I think a cricket game, and they were asking us to come out, and we said no, we wanted to play some Nintendo 64, and we stayed back inside and played some Super Mario 64. So great times.
You could just make that up, and I have no idea.
Don't you remember?
No. I have a game.
Okay.
Dragon Ball Z, a burst limit.
Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit. Yeah, this was actually my very first game on PS3. Do you remember?
I do.
Yeah.
I remember the day you hooked it up. You put it in.
Yep. So I went to. I think I just finished high school. Yeah, I just finished high school, and this is the first time that I got my PS3. It was the first time I ever had a console on my own. And I had just pretty much got a TV in my room for the first time as well. So I hooked it up. Burst Limit was the first game I put in my PS3, and it was like, oh my god, I've got a Dragon Ball Z game all to myself.
So cool.
Because I remember how excited I was when I very first saw Budokai hooked up. I was at a friend's place, and I couldn't wipe the smile off my face because I was seeing a Dragon Ball Z game that you could play.
I mean, before Burst Limit, we had that Tenkaichi game on Wii. Was it before?
No, that was after, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Burst Limit to this day still holds up.
Oh, absolutely. It's one of the best combat systems for a 3D Dragon Ball Z game.
One of the best looking games as well.
It's just, why haven't they replicated this again?
Why are they doing why did they do, what was the other one? They did Raging Blast 2 when they could have done Burst Limit 2. Why are they doing Xenoverse 2 when they could do Burst Limit 2, you know?
Burst Limit was so cool. Yeah, the combat, just off the top of my head, it was less button mashy.
There was actual combos you could do. Like, it was sort of like Tony Hawk, you know, you memorize those combos.
Yeah, but they weren't difficult combats.
Yeah.
Combos. Like a what do you call it? Like a Mortal Kombat kind of combos with the half stick swirls and stuff like that. These were like manageable, like just simple button presses. And it turned out to be like a real... I've never felt more Dragon Ball Z like that game before.
What lets it down is the lack of characters that you can play as, and also the lack of story. It only goes up to the Cell Saga.
I wonder why that is. So many Dragon Ball Z games only go up to Cell.
Yeah, I don't know. It's annoying because Boo is awesome.
Do you think there's licensing stuff? And
I have no idea, because like to see Boo in those kind of graphic styles would be awesome. Throughout the entire PS3, Xbox 360 generation, Burst Limit was one of the earliest. Well, Burst Limit was the first Dragon Ball Z game to come out on that generation, and it was the best looking one throughout the entire generation. It beat, the what's it called, the Raging Blast games. It beat that Ultimate Tenkaichi game. Beat everything. It was I think it was the highest rated one as well.
Deservedly.
It was awesome.
So cool. But
I remember I sat down and beat that in one night.
Yeah.
I beat every mission in one night. So once it took me a while to learn all the training I had, because I had lots of sit downs where I started playing it, then I got bored because I sort of wasn't very good at it. But I did a lot of that training. You know how it does all the training with, I think it was Gohan and Piccolo, then Gohan and Krillin, then Gohan and Goku, and doing all that training. But once you learn how to play it, it's so fun.
Yeah, just without a doubt, best Dragon Ball Z game ever. I'd like to think maybe it's a rare gem now.
A rare gem. Yeah, true.
Hopefully, I want to say. But
How much could I sell it for?
100?
That's like what I bought it for.
Jeez, all right. Yeah, why are Dragon Ball Z games always so expensive? They never come down in price.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Do you think it's all those
Bandai Namco games.
Yeah.
It's the same with the Australian sport games as well. They're always so expensive, never come down. So it's confusing. Anything else you want to say about the Dragon Ball Z games? Or just Burst Limit in particular?
Well, I haven't played.
Let me get it out. Maybe to
Refresh our memory.
yeah.
Yeah, well, speaking of we had Tenkaichi 2 on the Wii. That was we played that so much, but the combat system pales in comparison to what Burst Limit did. And I haven't really played a 3D Dragon Ball Z fighter since around those games, and that's made me want to pick up Xenoverse.
This is a Dimps game, which is Xenoverse was also made by Dimps. So
what does that mean?
I think the same people made Xenoverse.
Oh,
let me just read you a few of the highlights that this game involves, Jake. Experience lightning-fast, action-packed cinematic battle sequences.
do you get sold on the box art anymore?
I get sold on this box art. Let me say, this is a fancy piece of box art. It's got Frieza in there. It's got Cell looking badass. Goku there. It's got some Japanese writing on it, which looks pretty cool.
Can't go past the Japanese.
Dramatic visuals that blur the line between the gameplay and the anime series. They don't lie. There. Battle online and watch your skills against other opponents. You know, I had no idea it was online.
You played online. You just had no skills.
What do you reckon about turning this game on right now? Do you think we'd find an online opponent?
Absolutely not.
This game, I think, was 2009?
I would say 8, actually. Maybe it says on the back.
I reckon 2009.
No, it doesn't say. Oh, 2008.
There you go. 2008. Wow. So it was very early. But I remember on day one when I got my PS3, I bought that, and I also bought Uncharted: Drake's Fortune. So
Yes.
what a great day.
I remember the first time you turned that on, too.
Yeah. We were amazed by the graphics.
Probably but that was like the first time I'd seen like amazing. I've never been wowed by graphics like that in a long time.
Yeah, but this spot isn't dedicated to Uncharted. That's
No.
for another day. This spot is dedicated to Burst Limit.
Oh, you know what? Oh, just off topic again. You know what? Like I said, I've never been wowed by Uncharted graphics. That was the first time. Like, oh, these graphics. The next time I did that was Halo 4. And there was this like big reveal moment when you're driving on a Warthog. I'm like, oh, graphics. And that was late Xbox 360. I've yet to be wowed again.
Probably late Xbox One will be wowed.
At what? Oh, we will be wowed?
I reckon we'll be wowed at Red Dead 2.
Ooh, I hope so. Maybe Last of Us 2. We don't have that, but
We can't get that.
no.
It's funny, hey, I always watch gameplay on YouTube or something, even on HD, highest quality, but it's not until you put it on your own TV that it's like amazing. You know, you can't get the same experience.
You know what is this year? Going off topic again. Speaking of good graphics.
That's what our title of this show should be called, Jake. Going off topic. You should start your own podcast called that.
There is a podcast called Off Topic.
And you should start your own podcast called The Bearded Man.
Talking about beards for the men.
For those of you who don't know, or because this is not a video podcast, Jake has a very large beard
And you don't like it.
that overhangs the microphone. So that's why his voice sounds a bit muffled.
Quickly, Project Scorpio, the Xbox, coming out this year. Project Scorpio?
Why'd you say that? And then you wanted me to comment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Project Scorpio. What about it?
Good graphics.
Well, there's no game that's going to be exclusively for that, is there?
I don't know.
Because I think that's the only way that they're going to get an amazing graphical machine game.
Maybe there'll be a couple. Kind of like the new 3DS kind of thing.
Yeah.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be... it can't be the new Halo. Maybe it'll be like a... side... a spin-off to Gears of War or some shit. Who cares?
Who knows? Gears of War Wars.
Oh! Just, why not Gears of Wars? Gears Wars.
Gears of... Yeah. It's too confusing.
I don't know. I think wrap it up.
That's my job.
Okay.
No, we'll wrap it up about now. Jake, what a great first episode to season 2 of our podcast.
Boy, how about that fun fact? Did you learn something from me today?
Next week, I better.
Yeah, I'll be better next.
Hopefully, we stick to that outline. That segmented outline. Goodbye to the segments that we lost from 2016. The Would You Rather segment. Remember those days?
Yes. Rest in peace.
That was a great. We just couldn't come up with any new Would You Rathers.
I knew that would burn fast and hard.
We asked you. I asked you everything. What Franchise Wars? Another segment that is not returning.
I'm looking back in nostalgia.
Jake, just come prepared more next time, okay? And we'll see. Well, I'll probably see you by myself next time because I'll be doing a show about the Switch presentation, and then I'll have you back to discuss your thoughts.
Give me a call. Call me up for a live feed. And here's Jake on the phone live from wherever the hell
Because
I
I care
be.
about sound quality. So maybe text me and I can read what you say.
That sounds... I'll just let you know right now, I will not be listening to next week's podcast.
Jake, any last words?
No, I'll see you later.